Hey, this is Commander Bacon
And Shelly.
with His Way Homestead, and today we're going to show you every part of processing a Cornish cross chicken.
Yep. Every part.
Every part. But the first part will only be available to members. So the first part is dispatching the chicken. So stick with us. And
We saw Joel Salatin's video
he
a
did
while back.
he did a conference where he processed some chickens.
Yeah. And so I went back. I've tried to incorporate some of his techniques the last time that we processed chickens. I don't think it was our chickens. It was somebody else that I was helping out. And it helped some. But then the night before I processed all these yesterday, I went back and watched his video again and just kind of refresh my memory, see exactly how he did it. And it was really helpful. And it helps that these birds are pretty decent size. If you're doing like a rooster or just a laying hen, it's going to be a little bit harder, but
it still should work.
Yeah.
The techniques are the same.
Techniques are the same. So go check out his video. I just did a search on Joel Salatin meat chickens, and it came up. So Doug wasn't here to help me yesterday, so I did not set up like our outside propane heater to do the scalding. I'm using my pressure canner, and I've got it inside the house. So yesterday I just did 2 chickens at a time. I would go ahead and do this part that you just saw, put them in bowls, carry them in the house, and scald them, and then bring them out. And that way I could just kind of take my time. I didn't have to worry about having a whole bunch of them that I needed to quickly dispatch or clean. So we'll go do that in just a second.
All right, so then we take the chicken out of the cone, the killing
Chicken
cone,
in a bowl.
put it in a bowl. Need to get them out of the sun, huh?
Yeah, this won't take very long. We've only got 3 to do today.
I'll take you inside and show you the scalding process. Temperature is critical.
Yeah.
In the scalding
talk about
process.
that whenever we get inside.
What do you got going on here? Looks like a science experiment.
Yeah. So yesterday started out really great.
It's a little difference there.
Yeah. Started out really great.
Was it 174?
Yeah.
And this is showing
143.
143.
So this one up here, this has been our most dependable thermometer. We've used this for our incubator, and we've never had a problem with it. So yesterday, this started out great. The temperature was good. The chickens were plucking perfectly. As the day went on, they were getting more and more difficult to pluck. To the point where the last 2, I ended up just skinning them because there were so many feathers left and they were just stuck in there. And I couldn't figure out what was going on because, like I said, I checked the temperature every time. Nothing had changed, supposedly. And then I got to wondering if maybe the thermometer was off. So as you can see, we definitely have a thermometer issue. And I just left this one hanging in the air yesterday, last night after all this, and it said it was 120 degrees. So I knew then we had an issue.
I mean, it's hot here, but it's not that hot.
It's not that hot. All right, so I'm going by this one, which says 142 degrees. So I'm raising the temperature a little bit because I want it at 145.
So what's the temperature we're shooting for?
We want it at least 145.
145.
145 to 150 is okay, but I stay closer to 145.
Okay, so this is 143. We got 144. Got 1 more degree. So we're at 145 here, and it says 181. That's a problem. So we would have cooled this water down based on this one.
Yeah, that's what happened yesterday.
Yeah, and then it's just not enough to get the feathers ready to pluck out.
Yeah.
All right, so you need the thermometers out?
Yeah, and I need to go find a towel.
All right, so you're gonna go find a towel. We're going to pull the thermometers out, and then we're going to scald chickens. Stick around.
So, one of the things that I noticed in Joel Saladin's video was they had this huge
scalding tank
that rotated the chickens. And we've never, of course, done that. So I've been trying to put them in here. I'm scalding them a little bit longer than I normally did. Usually it would be like 30 seconds. But I've got the tongs and I'm turning it so that it gets all of them. And he talks about the hows and whys you want one of those.
They're really expensive, though.
They are. They're expensive.
If you're doing big production runs, it would be worth it.
Yeah. And it wasn't even his setup. It was somebody else's.
The guy who was selling them.
Yeah, it'd be great to have them, but I don't think we need it. But I did start doing this instead of just dunking them by their feet. Just kind of swish them around in there.
Do the whole deal.
Yep.
So we're gonna scald 2 of them and then go out to the plucker.
Yep.
Does it cool off much when you?
Not really. I mean, because it's really not that long of an ordeal.
I'm making chicken soup.
Yeah. He's got hot feet.
Hot feet.
I've got a towel here so that I don't make a complete mess on everything. But everything will be
dirty,
cleaned, and sanitized whenever we're finished doing this.
Yeah.
Next chicken.
Chicken number 2.
And I noticed in his video, that's one reason I wanted to do this, was I keep the chicken feet and make broth out of them because that's where all of your collagen is. And I noticed in his video that the skin was already starting to come off of the chicken feet just in doing this process.
So it saves you a step.
Yeah. So, can you look over here? See, that skin is already pulling off quickly and easily. So, yeah. Normally, I just cut the feet off, and I do that after I process chickens. I go back and...
Yeah, you'd have to do it another time. Scald the feet.
Yeah.
In order to skin them.
So, yeah, it just cuts down on a step.
Saves a step. Which, if you're trying to lose weight, you want to get all the steps you can get. But if you're doing a process...
Yeah, I got a lot of steps yesterday.
You want to minimize your steps.
All right.
Chicken number 2.
Yank this one out, and I can feel the skin on the feet slipping. Pile them up.
That's probably a good indication, too.
And this is how we go outside.
Normally we would have a propane stove outside. It's just easier, and everything's all the mess is outside. But we just had a couple today.
So we're gonna quickly turn on the chicken plucker. Grab the chickens.
So a lot of people asked how the chicken plucker did. We're gonna show you. Stand back a little bit. How they do?
So much better than yesterday.
Look at that.
When the temperature started going crazy. Because yesterday...
They even peeled the feet.
Yeah, look at that. And
that's amazing.
For the record, whenever you do this, look. Oh, these have already come off. The nails just pop off like this.
Look at that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, this is
There's
so
something
much
extremely
better.
satisfying about peeling chicken feet too, isn't it?
Yeah. So, what was I going to say? When the temperature...
When the temperature's right.
Yeah, whenever the temperature was messed up yesterday and these weren't working correctly, I had to leave them in the plucker longer, and I ended up with broken bones, which I really, really don't like at all. So, that temperature is absolutely crucial, and I highly recommend having 2 thermometers.
Or more.
Yeah, 2 or more. All right. Let me get my other knife from over here. So I'm gonna start by taking the feet off.
Show them exactly what you're
All
doing.
right, you can see these two knuckles right here. Go right in between there, and you can see how it breaks.
She's really good at this.
You just cut it right in half, and I'm doing both of them at the same time. So right in that groove. And my knife really needs to be sharpened, but it is what it is. I'm gonna throw these over here. All right, so I just wanna look at them real quick and pull any feathers that didn't make it off with a plucker. But I mean,
usually the wings and the tail.
this is so much better than the end of the day yesterday. I was just I was frustrated for one thing because the storm was blowing up. I was in a hurry. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I posted a video of the storm.
Yeah, we had hail.
And yeah, it was a huge storm with hail. And
A lot of wind.
I had 2 chickens out here that were half plucked. So I had to gut them really quickly and move inside. All right, so I'm just gonna...
We're not too concerned about the...
Well, I'm gonna leave the tails on these now that I
Okay.
kind of know a little bit more about them. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. Joel Salatin pulls the heads off, and I can't do that. So I'm just gonna cut right,
as high up as you can.
yeah, you want as much of the neck left as possible.
So the full video with the dispatching the chicken will be available for members only. So if you want to see that, you need to become a member. Then we'll have the whole video processing chickens, dispatching and processing.
All right, now these chickens did have breakfast this morning. The ones yesterday I had separated out, so they did not get fed. So see how full their crop is? You really don't want that. You really don't want a full crop whenever you're processing them. But, I mean, it's not...
It's just harder to deal with, right?
Yes, not the end of the
more likely
world.
to make a mess.
So we just want to make one cut right across there. And we're going to use our fingers for the rest. So I'm going to separate that crop from the breast meat.
That's really full, isn't it?
Yeah, super full. See that? Then I'm going to go under. I'm going to get that windpipe, pull it out. This goes to the crop. I want that pulled over there. So everything here is separated that I want separated. I'm gonna go to this end. Let's go ahead and we want to remove this oil sac.
It's a gland, right?
Yep.
You can see it's a different color too.
Yep.
So
Like
you know when you get it all,
Yeah.
when that color's gone.
and do this one. And you can just put your finger right under that
See
tail.
that bump? It's that bump you're cutting out, right?
Yeah, but you want to put your finger right under that tail. And again, my knife is kind of dull at this point of the game. I should have sharpened it this morning. And you want all that yellow out of there.
Mustard looking.
Yeah. So you can clean that later on. Flip it back over. We want to make a cut right down here, as close to the vent as we can. Switch knives. And you want to be careful. You really don't want to ever like poke this way if you're not accustomed to doing this.
Why is that?
Because you don't want to puncture the guts that are in there.
Yeah. So no stabbing.
Yep. Don't.
Just slicing.
Yep.
This is more of a surgical technique than
Right.
a homicide.
And so you have the outer skin, then you have this inner layer. So you want to be able to get through that, and then we're just going to pull it open. Okay? And some people can reach in and just grab everything out. I can't do that. So I go in and I start breaking the membranes. This is what I'm talking about with the membrane. That's holding everything inside there. So I just go through and break it. See this? I can feel the heart all that good stuff. And I try to grab the heart and pull out. If not, I don't mind grabbing right at the gizzard. This is the gizzard and pulling. But see, I just broke the liver, which is not a big deal. I'm gonna break it, cut it, and eat it.
So that's gallbladder.
That's the gallbladder. You want to
Big green thing. Don't tear that open.
You want to pinch it at the liver if you're keeping the liver. This whole liver is just falling apart. But it's more important to have the gallbladder intact than it is to have the liver intact, because that will taint your whole meat.
So this is the heart.
No.
No, that's not the heart. What is that?
This is the heart.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What is that?
Is that a kidney?
They don't have kidneys.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know what that is.
All of them have that.
If you know what that is, let us know. It looks kind of like a kidney, but I didn't think they had kidneys.
All right, normally this is going to the crop, from the crop. Yesterday I could pull this straight out this way, but it's so full I can't do that today. So I'm gonna take it from this side. Well, let's go ahead and finish this. All right, so you have this that connects down to the vent. Switch knives to a sharp knife. You make one cut on this side, move this over, make one cut on the other, and then you make a cut underneath. That's it. And you see this here?
It's a nice clean.
Yeah, this is not poop. That is actually food from the crop, so don't freak out if you see that on the video. There's all your guts. That goes away. I'm gonna reach in and scrape both sides of the rib cage and get the lungs. And you really have to scrape in there to get the lungs out. So we got that.
The other chickens like the lungs.
Yeah, they like to eat the lungs.
You can feed them to the chickens.
Because this crop is so big, we're gonna have to take it from this side, but see, that's what I showed you at the other end. You got the windpipe.
And you can feed the crop to other chickens too. They'll eat it. They'll tear it apart and they'll eat it. It's just food.
All right, let me rinse this guy.
All right, so stick around. We'll be right back. She's just hosing it off.
Giving myself a shower.
Yeah, you're gonna need it after this.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna finish up. You got all this skin hanging here.
And that's for a reason, right?
Yeah.
You want that.
So I'm gonna cut a little slit right here. It helps if I use the right side. And tuck the legs. Tuck the leg. And there's your chicken.
There's your chicken. Very good.
All right, so I'm gonna do this one really quickly. And as I'm doing two, like I said, I just do both steps on each one. So I've got everything done up until this part. Ew, this one did poop on me.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens.
It does, and you wash it off and you
It's real
keep
life.
going.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
But if the gallbladder breaks open, it is a big deal.
Yeah, you really don't want that.
That would taint the meat.
Yeah. So again, I'm just breaking all those membranes in there, and I don't mind bringing the guts out with me as I break them. It's not a big deal. It makes it a little bit easier to get them out. I don't understand how people can reach in there and grab everything at once. I just can't do it. There's our liver. Pinch that gallbladder. And look, that gallbladder broke. So I'm gonna rinse this immediately. None of it got on the meat. And sometimes it will break at the liver. Just rinse it really good. And it's not much, it's just where it was connected. Cut on both sides of that vent. Cut underneath the vent. Get rid of your guts. I hadn't loosened this yet. Man, this one ate a lot for breakfast. I mean, that is really, really full. All right, so all you do is you just use your fingers to separate this from the chicken breast. But look, that one hogged all the food this morning.
And that's how Cornish crosses are. They're just
Yep.
eating machines.
They are. All right, so I'm gonna pull this. So we got that whole thing. Look.
It's huge.
Yeah. Take this windpipe, pull that out. We gotta go back in and get the lungs. Oh, and heart. There's a heart.
We're keeping the hearts?
Yeah, I'm keeping the hearts. And either I will cook them like, if I cook them, I usually mix them in like dirty rice or something else that we really don't know is there, cut it up really well. Or we just give it to the dog. But yeah, I keep those. I thought really seriously about keeping the gizzards this time, but then I had so many chickens to process, I decided no, it wasn't worth it. So there we go. Chicken number 2. It's
Good
done.
job.
Done,
Good
done,
job.
done.
All right, so then you take the chicken and we throw it in
Yeah, I've got
cold water.
Cold water here, and I've got a cooler with ice and salt water in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday, what I would do, I would let these set. Whenever I did the next 2, and they were to the point where I needed to put them in the cooler, I would take the first 2 and take them inside to the ice. This just gets some of the blood and gunk and stuff and starts cooling the body down. If not, if I put them in there on ice, it's just gonna immediately melt all my ice. And we already used 9 bags of ice yesterday, so I didn't wanna do that. So we have one more, and then we're finished with this batch of meat chickens.
So that's how this beautiful lady processes chickens. And she's really good at it. So she makes it look a lot easier than what it is. It's not that hard,
Not hard.
but
Just
you, after you've done quite a few, like Joel Salatin did thousands and thousands of chickens, it gets pretty second nature.
Yeah.
And she's getting to that point where it's, because chicken's always been a problem, right? It's a lot of work. It's a hassle.
Rabbits are so much easier. So we got to the point where we really didn't want to do chickens because they just took so much more time. But
this made it better.
This definitely makes
Having
it
the
better.
chicken plucker, we finally figured out chicken plucker, how it works, and
got it working.
it's all about the water temperature. You got to get that water temperature just right. So that's all we got. Glad you stuck around and watched all this. I hope it helped you.
Yeah.
If you
If you have any questions,
leave a comment
Let me
below.
know.
And you know, if you're new to our channel, please hit the like and subscribe. And we'd love to have you become a member too. So don't forget, the full video from dispatching to throwing it in the cooler is going to be available to members only. So this is a shortened version without the dispatching. So anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Don't forget, His way is the best way. We'll see you next time. God bless.